boys, we're going to do an experiment to see if the world is in truth flat, or whether it's round or pear-shaped, like most of the women in the West, or curved. So we think we found an ideal spot. We are here at a pretty famous church, which is up on the side of a mountain. And I'm going to just turn behind me, you can see a backdrop of the ocean. So this is going to be an unbiased experiment. Whatever result comes out is whatever result comes out. So can I just ask you guys, Wiggy, do we live on a square, round, or what do you think and why?
I think we're on a round earth. It's got to be, because standing here, even as you're looking out,
Yeah.
you follow the horizon and
Yeah.
it is actually curving downwards.
It does appear to do that, but how do you know that's not just your eyes?
Well, I'm pretty tall, so you know I've got a better perspective.
Actually,
than
you are about 6 or something. You've got, yeah, okay.
So
Yeah.
it's better.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably the tallest thing on this island. So, Paul, what about you? What's your thoughts?
Well, that depends how many YouTube videos I've watched the night before.
Obviously, we were taught the heliocentric idea, but I'm open for experiments, and everybody should do their own experiments. It's a bit of fun. And if it turns out to be flat or oblong, then I'll just fly my plane over an oblong world, and I'll be happy with that. I'll just change my perspective. What about you, bro?
I'd be inclined to say it's round, to be honest. I mean, standing from an environment like this, where you've got such a vast, expansive view, you could almost, if you do cast your peripheral across, there is almost a bit of a curve that you can see. So
It does appear that way, doesn't it?
that'd be my inclination.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to do an experiment, and we're not saying it's going to be conclusive or anything, but we're going to have a look. And what I'm going to do is we're going to have a look at an island out there, and we're going to try an experiment with that island. So it is quite far. I believe it's 100 miles. We will check the actual measurement after this video, but I'm going to zoom in, and if you look, you can see across the ocean an island. That's one of the Azores Islands. We're on the main Azores Island. There are about 8 of these. Beautiful place. Anyway, we're going to zoom out. So if you've ever, the good thought is, if you were flying over, say, the West Midlands, and you wanted to picture how far London is away, and you're, say, over, let's just say, Stafford, that's how far we believe it is away. If you're in Wales, the Irish Sea is round about, well, the actual Irish Sea is not actually as far as that, but there we go. So we're going to zoom down. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down from here, and we're going to go down to that town over there. I think we're going to try and get on the harbour, which is 10 or 15 feet above sea level, and then what we will do is we're going to look at that island, and we're going to see what we can see. We should theoretically be able to see what we see here if it's flat, but if it's not, we should probably just see the top of the cone of that mountain. We've never been to this town before, we've only just arrived here, so let's see what happens, eh? What do you say, guys?
Yeah.
Should we give it a whirl?
Yeah, give it a whirl. But the main question is, if the world is round and we're in space, then which way is up?
Now you're just being stupid. Okay, boys, so that's the church we was just literally at, with the steps. You can see it up on the hill, right there, wherever that is. That church up there is where we've just come from. We are now down in the harbour. So, guys, you agree we've just come down from the church?
Yes.
So let's go and find this island. So let's have a look out now. We can see. Let's have a look from here. So we're gonna have a walk. Can any of you see the island? Yes, I can.
Where that
So
mast is, just to the right.
there's a mast just there, and if you look just above my finger there, you'll see the island. I'm going to zoom in, and let's see how much of it we can see. Now, if you look there, we can only see the top of the tall part of the island. If you remember, before the island, you could see it spread out at the bottom, and it was quite a broad base, and the top. Now all we can see is the top of the mountain. The water is actually curved, and it's only around, well, we know the distance roughly, but I found out it's only around about 60 miles. But yeah, that is the island. Here's the harbour. And this is the town we were just looking at. And there's the dudes. So what can you deduce from what we've just seen, this experiment? It's not a really scientific one, but it's all we can do with what we have. So what would you say about what we've just seen at the top and down here? What's the difference?
I mean, it does demonstrate the fact that the Earth would be round, because obviously when we were up there, much broader view, we could see.
I wouldn't say it demonstrates that, but it definitely demonstrates that the water's bulging up for some reason between here and the island. That's a fair analogy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, but it does seem to support that there is definitely a curvature. What would you say? What did you see, Steve?
What did I see?
From the top, what's the difference from what you saw at the top?
From the top, you're seeing the whole expanse of the island. And when you're down here, you can only see the top. So basically that means that there's something in the way blocking our view. And that can only be the horizon that's curving over.
It does appear to be that, doesn't it? So guys, this is not a conclusive experiment. This is just something just for a bit of fun. So we've concluded that at sea level, for some reason, you can only see the top of the island. It is, now we know it is that island because it's the Santa Maria something. There's only one island that you can see from where we are, and we looked on Google Maps. There's no other islands out there. So it does appear from on the church on the hill, you can see the whole island, but from down here you can only see the top of the mountain. So guys, I'll leave you guys to deduce your own conclusions from that, and remember, this is just a friendly experiment. It's not to start some debate on YouTube about flat Earth or whether it's round or not. So guys, we'll see you in a minute from the Azores. See you back at the start. Idea of the size of this island, this Azores island. That is the North Atlantic. If you look down there, there's a town. But the cool thing is, if you look just to the south of that town, you can see the ocean just on the other side of the island. But if you look, we're on a ridge to the southern end of the island. But if you look here, turn this side, you have a caldera, a big lake. But even better than that, if you look over there, over that ridge, you can see the ocean again. And it comes round behind us. That's our little steed we've got for the day. What do you think of the island, boys?
It's beautiful. Rather green, as you can see.
Yeah,
reminds me a bit of some parts of England, to be honest.
It does me too. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, it does. It looks very similar to the England, but it's an amazing island. And the views you get from up here are spectacular. That's all I can say.
What sticks out to you most, Paul?
I'd say, for considering how small the island is, the variety. You've got volcanoes, you've got massive bodies of water, big green areas, wildlife everywhere. You can hear the birds chirping down there. So.
What do you think of those flowers on the side of the road?
They're pretty cool. I don't know whether you can see them all down there.
Well, we're going to go down and have a look at that. If there's a road down there, if you can see. And for some reason, there's flowers on the side of all the roads. It's absolutely beautiful. That's flowers on the side of the road. Well, we'll go down and have a look.